I had the impression that I was using up 3/4 of my room, that I was being squashed into it, and that my spirit was too enormous for the place where I was standing. I felt like a giant. After then, I had the sensation that my whole consciousness was expanding into an additional dimension that was beyond the plane of 3 dimensions. It was as if my entire mind was being swallowed by the full profundity of what reality really is. I always assumed that when someone defined the other side as being more real than real, they meant that it felt like 8K resolution while we're living in 4K resolution today. However, I've since learned that this is not the case. That is not even close to being true. When it comes to realness, one must take into account a totally new depth and dimension. When compared to a 2-dimensional picture, the difference is more pronounced when it comes to 3-dimensional objects. It's impossible for me to emphasize this point enough. If we were to relate that to how reality seems to us here on Earth at the moment, it would be like the difference between dreaming and really being awake. It seemed as if one would need to combine 1,000 Earth realities in terms of their quality in order to equal the level of realness that the other location did. It's almost as if we're here on Earth but have been transformed into Sims characters or dolls living in a dollhouse for the sake of playing. Since that day, everything on Earth seems to be made of plastic and false to me. I was immediately overcome with an overwhelming sense of love and life, which was absolutely indescribable and which words were unable to adequately convey. I instantly recoiled in horror at the realization that all of my suffering on Earth was meaningless because true reality is nothing but love and life. The love that I felt was so intense that I could physically feel it throughout my soul's body. There was a soul music that had a level of depth and richness to it that no other audio or song on the planet has or could ever hope to match or even come close to matching. It was as if millions of voices were all talking at the same time, but they were coming together to form a single sound that vibrated my very being and imbued my soul with the very essence of the words life and love. It was like the hum of millions of voices, each talking in a unique and individual way, but together in a wholeness to create a single sound. The ambience was similar to the vibrant conversation that one might hear in a tropical jungle if the population density were increased by millions of times. I couldn't help but feel emotional during the whole experience since it was both so breathtaking and so satisfying. If I tried to express the sensation to you, it would be like attempting to describe what it's like to see to someone who has been blind from birth. The sensation is so distinct and one of a kind. Even if I explain it to you, you won't be able to grasp it. There is more to it than simply a sixth sense. Even if I were to describe everything in detail over tens of thousands of pages, you would still be unable to conceptualize what it is like. Simply said, the human mind cannot comprehend it under any circumstances. Even if I had all the time in the world to think about it, I never in my wildest dreams could have conceived of such a sensation. Neither can you. My thoughts seem to be processing information more quickly and intelligently than all of the world's most powerful supercomputers put together and multiply.